this year's free agency, you got Mark Price, who just went to the finals, Scottie Pippen, Jeff Hornacek, Patrick Ewing, James Worthy, Roy Tarpley, yada, yada, yada. Actually, Clyde Drexler and Tim Hardaway are pretty big, too. What would be kind of cool is if Pippen left to go to a team by himself and someone else joined Jordan. That'd be kind of funny. But hey, I can't predict these things. So, oh my God. Now look, we get it. Mark Price went to the Pacers. Great, but that's not what I'm looking at. Scottie Pippen has went to the Pistons. Jeff Hornacek joins John Stockton and Charles Barkley, who I believe he was teammates with both of them in real life. I don't know. James Worthy to the Heat. Patrick Ewing loyal to the Knicks. Roy Tarpley also loyal to the Mavericks. He won a ring there. Clyde Drexler to the Lakers to join Magic. Tim Hardaway to the Grizzlies. Mitch Richmond to the Bucks. Alright, yeah, we get the gist of it. Oh, and Dennis Rodman to the Supersonics. Well then, Indiana gets their MVP candidate, and Scottie Pippen has left Mike to go to their biggest rival. Price. Martito says, I wonder if Quick is recording. Yeah, wait, how did he know? Shout out to the Twitch chat, man. We hit like 10K files in there not too long ago. So shall Scottie Pippen be able to carry his own team in his prime? Well, alongside, I mean, they got a big three. They got a real big three. And now Michael Jordan alone with John Paxson. Jordan, Stockton, Barkley, Olajuwon, Reggie, Mark Price, and so on and so forth, the best players in the league. Season number 3, 1991-92. Oh my God. The Chicago Bulls coach is Jacob Underwood. I swear I did not do this. Oh, Mike, you may not have teammates, but at least you got the guy. All-Star. Patrick Ewing is number 1 in the MVP race, so that's interesting. Patrick Ewing, the most valuable player with 32 and 11 a game and 3 blocks. Happiness ensues for my inner Knicks fan, but yeah, shout out to Patrick. Larry Nance, 6th man of the year. Shout out to his son, I don't know, for no reason at all. Michael Jordan, DPOY, back-to-back-to-back. Maybe even back-to-back-to-back. I don't know, I don't remember the 1989 season. Cliff Robinson, most improved player. David Fizdale, the coach. Jesus Christ, get me out of it. Well, actually, I guess it's because Ewing. Oh, wow, the Knicks were probably the best team in the conference. Michael Jordan, Derek Harper, Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, and Patrick Ewing on the first team. We got to look at this guy right here. 17, 7, and 6 a game. Okay, great. Through the roof numbers. Fantastic. Porter, Johnson, Bird, another Johnson, and Akeem Olajuwon on the second team. Gary Payton, Craig Elo, Chuck Person, Carl Malone, David Robinson on the third team. David Millen on defensive first team with some more guys. There goes the teams, both of them right there. Doc Rivers looks like a beaver in that photo. And now the playoffs. The Knicks and Dallas are the first seeds in their respective conferences. Chicago is still able to do these 7 numbers with Scottie gone. Is Mike better without Scottie? Reggie Miller was close as hell alongside James Worthy, but I didn't realize this duo was formed. But yeah, they missed the playoffs. Magic, I told you to wait for Shaq, my guys. Now you're gonna ruin your odds, which might be in another year. I can't remember if it was 92 or 93. I think it was 92 actually. Yep, you guys. So Atlanta falls far out of the playoff race despite Dominique Wilkins being God. I mean, yeah, this team is god awful. Utah still sucks. Portland, sorry. Yeah, oh, you lost Clyde, right? He went to the Lakers, who were the 8th seed, with him and Magic. And yeah, that's two surprises that did not make the playoff. We'll see the rest as they either win or get eliminated. League leaders, Mike in points, followed by Ewing, Reggie, Rich Mitchman. Yes, that makes sense. And Dominique. Rebounds, Barkley, Olajuwon, Robinson, Kemp, and Ewing. Assists, Harry Porter, Derek Harper, Kevin Johnson, Gary Grant, and Doc Rivers. Steals, Jordan, and blocks, David Robinson, and Hakeem tied, kind of. Last year, Mike led the league in three-point percentage. This year, it doesn't even say like he's available to be like seen. It says not available. He shot 100 less attempts, so I guess that's the reason. Tim Legler, great job. And now for the playoffs. Deuce is Indiana. David Robinson's out of here. Phoenix is out of here. I mean, you did lose like Jeff Hornacek. Chicago is out of here. The 2nd seed loses to Cleveland, who don't even have Mark Price anymore. I just realized that Indiana lost, and yeah, I mean, they have Mark Price. Bye, Larry. I have no clues on New Jersey. Houston is gone? Oh my, both second teams in both goodbye Magic, but wait, hold on. Houston, Chicago both lost in the first round. Wow. This is our first year of some real upsets, because every other, like, look, 1 versus 4, 1 versus 4, but then 3 versus 7 on both conferences. So Clippers and Cleveland, what the hell were you guys pulling the strings with? You guys have Charles Smith. That is about it. And Spud Webb. While
Tell him he's going to be fine.
I can't. Heart rate plummeting. Clear.
The world is going to be the same again.
I want
Cavs, yeah, no Mark Price, so you just have, wow, you're literally just Craig Elo. It's literally just Craig Elo. Fantastic. Second round, goodbye to Run TMC, I believe is broken apart by the, maybe it's not, I don't remember. Oh yeah, Tim Hardaway to the Grizzlies. Clippers, thankfully, are not going that far. Cavaliers are also out of here to the Pistons, and the Knicks are out of here to the Philadelphia 76ers. Barkley, Stockton, and Hornacek versus Pippen, Dumars, and Isaiah. That's actually one hell of a matchup. No type of front or deep front court players, you know, power forward center. And for the West, the former champion Mavericks versus the Seattle Supersonics. Sean Kemp and Gary Payton. Kareem's out of here though by now. So the Pistons are out of here to the Sixers. Barkley looking for his first ring, and Seattle, I believe, just blew a 3-1 lead to the Mavericks. Of course. Ah yes, center Dikembe Mutombo versus Mike Jaminski. The big three in Philly versus the former champions, and Rolando Blackman, the former half-court shot guy. The half-court shot that was even crazier than Damian Lillard. The first game, it is going to Dallas in convincing fashion. The second game, over to Philadelphia, a pretty kind of low scoring, not really. Okay, great job, Jeff Hornacek. Third game, Derek Harper, 30-17 to lead his team to victory. They're up 2-1. But following that, tied game with 58 seconds left. Pass into Hollins. Hollins, I don't know who the hell this even is, honestly. Hollins going right. Hollins crossover. Hollins spin move, jump shot. He's like basically Ben Simmons. Great job. He kind of looks, I mean, he's 25. He's kind of tall. He's dribbling. Hornacek all the way to the basket. Hornacek layup is good. Just goes right around the defense. They're trying to tie the series with 2-2. Hollins going right. Hollins is going to pass it up. No, he is not going to pass. Hollins, Jesus Christ. I'm assuming Barkley must have fouled out because he's not in the game. Stockton is getting double teamed. Over to Jaminski. Back out to Hornacek. Hornacek, 7 seconds left to potentially ice the game. Hornacek going right.
Damn.
Hornacek all the way to the basket. Tough shot blocked. Hollins gets the block to make up for his offensive lapses. Down by 2, 4 seconds left. We've seen what Dallas can do in this position. Here we go. The pass into Blackman. Blackman from, oh my, Blackman fading away. 3 is all. He almost did it again. That was an even better look, honestly, despite being fading. Barkley 22-20 to tie it 2-2. But the Mavericks come back and, yep, they blow them out. Kinda, 12 points. Backs against the wall. Philadelphia needs a win to stay alive, but it is looking like the Dallas Mavericks are going to win their second championship of the decade. And I have no clue why the hell that man just shot that, but I'm assuming he's just getting nostalgia from hitting that half court a couple years ago. Yup, the year that Jordan was supposed to win his second and Dikembe gets one. Did he have one in his regular career? I don't believe so. Derek Harper, Finals MVP. Yup, the big three of Philadelphia was beat down by, I don't know, the grit and grind Dallas Mavericks. Sure, that actually kind of applies to this team. Harper averaged 19 and 15 in the series. Clyde Drexler led the playoffs in scoring. I guess Magic was setting him up nicely. Walter Davis retired. Tree Rollins retired. Mike Woodson retired. Hey, look, it's my guy. Ah, yes. If only he knew he'd soon become the greatest coach of all time. The Shaq draft lottery. Where the hell is Shaquille going? Let's just see. The Grizzlies. Yup, he is going to go team up with, I guess, who was that again? Tim Hardaway? And they actually, oh yeah, they got Tim Hardaway and Larry Johnson. Well then, they're about to have one hell of a squad. Once again, kudos to them. Fantastic word. I should use it more often. The first pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Memphis Grizzlies will select Shaquille O'Neal from LSU. And for the rest of the draft, Alonzo Mourning goes second to the Pelicans, Christian Laettner to the Jazz. So he's got to save them from their Stockton and Malone drought. Latrell Sprewell to the Magic. Any second round steals in this draft? Let's see. Hubert Davis, of course. And for the 1992
bro, that pogo stick bag saves lives, bro.
You've seen a trend of players that are making the finals and then leaving their teams. So you want to do the same, or are you going to stay put? Larry Bird's also still around and all. Not too stacked of a year though, but Barkley could just change the whole league right here. Maybe he'll just go.
I swear this game had pogo stick.
Charles
No
Barkley
Steve.
goes to the Boston Celtics to join Larry Bird, and Chuck Person stays with the Pacers. Pooh Richardson goes to join the God team, Houston Rockets team, which I mean, yeah, they needed a guard, so that works. Makes sense for him if he wants a ring. Yeah, I mean, I guess this Charles Barkley wanted to be in Boston or whatever. Richie Hawkins will have to hold down the Charles Barkley role over here. The best players in the league are Jordan, Stockton, Barkley, Pippen, Olajuwon, Reggie, Porter, Malone, Harper. Yeah, that's about it for the 92s or above. Mike, we're waiting for you, my guy. You're supposed to be going on to your third ring this year, but yeah, nothing yet. 1992-93. Chicago is still the #1 seeded, or #1 in the power rankings in the league with Scott Roth instead of Scottie Pippen. Lost the I in the E. Barkley's team is up here, of course, the reigning champs once again. 76ers, Pistons. Yeah, I mean, pretty expected, and Houston's probably #1, honestly, in my book. We'll see what they can do in the playoffs. Hakeem and Mike were the all-star captains, followed by Barkley, Derek Harper, Reggie Miller, Lillard, Chris Mullin, Pippen, Robinson, Ewing, and Magic, and the All-Star starters.
That nigga real like
One-time All-Star. Tim Hardaway, one-time All-Star. Hakeem Olajuwon, the most valuable player. Not too much of a surprise. I believe he's like a year early for this, considering when he got it in real life. Larry Bird, 6th man of the year since Barkley took his starting role. Hakeem BPOI, stealing that from Mike. Is this like the mark of him stealing a decade from him as well? I don't know. Donnie Carlisle, most improved. And Brad Stevens, coach of the year. So Barkley must have done really well. Jordan, Hardaway, Morris, Pippen, and Olajuwon, all NBA first team. I've done a couple videos of this roster, so I know that Chris Morris is pretty good at the whole basketball thing. But yeah, here he is. Second team, Drexler, Elo, Barkley.
Bro, come on.
Third team, Johnson, Harper, Person. Yes, Person. Chuck Person. Karl Malone and David Robinson. Honestly, just sounded weird to say Person. The defensive teams, as expected, you can see these two. Yeah, I mean, this first one is pretty elite. And now for the playoffs. Boston and Seattle are the 1 seeds in both conferences. So for the surprises that are not being good at basketball, Detroit Pistons, Scottie Pippen, Isaiah Joe Dumars, they sold. Dominique Wilkins, once again, a bad playoff year. Or, you know what the hell I mean. You know what, if Memphis going to exist and they got Shaq and all that stuff, at least let's make
I'm done with this game, bro.
Sounds good to me.
I can't believe
Memphis
that.
before Vancouver. But yeah, I was interested if they were going to make the playoffs, and they did. Congratulations to Shaq in his first year, right? Yeah, first year? Wait, why did I say year? Oh, wait, right. Stupid. Yeah, his first year. Aside from those teams, yeah, no real surprises.
Man, bro, these are 4 bars every time. They're not green, bro.
Robinson, Kemp, Barkley, Ewing, assists, Pooh Richardson, Nick Millen, Muggsy Bogues, Gary Gray, and Danny Young. Where the hell is John Stockton? What the hell? Oh, okay, you're here. I mean, I guess you have nobody to pass to anymore, right? Barkley left? Yeah. Steals, Pippen, blocks, Olajuwon with 4. And now, Deuces Mark Price, and never left, whatever team you're on. The Chicago Bulls, once again, early round elimination. Michael Jordan's out of here. To Milwaukee at that. Congrats to Utah for even making the playoffs. Clyde is gliding all the way the hell up out of here. I don't even know who the hell's on the Bullets, I forget. Shaq's Vancouver Grizzlies, newly renamed, are gone. Former MVP Patrick Ewing is out of here. And the Houston Rockets are out of here. They weren't the reigning. It was a couple years ago they won the ring, but yeah, they're still the God team. Hakeem shot 4 for 10 in Game 5 and lost to Chris Mullin and
this nigga real life can't. Alright, bet.
The C. Now, Seattle versus Dallas is a pretty interestingly weird matchup. David Robinson versus Chris Mullin. Who the hell is on Milwaukee? No, not that game. Wrong game. Oh, I just accidentally simulated.
Man, this nigga real life, bro. They need to add 3 seconds to this shit.
Miami's out of here. Seattle's out of here. Milwaukee's out of here. That leaves us with Boston and Cleveland, the 1 and the 2 seeds. Somehow, someway in hell, the Cavs are the 2 seed. Thanks to the god Craig Elo, I guess. And yeah, Chris Mullin. Actually, he doesn't have a bad team at all. Okay, great. Yeah, versus the Mavericks, the reigning champs. And well, the result of this, Golden State is out of here to the reigning champs, and the Cavaliers are out of here to the Celtics.
Man, come on, let me foul him, bro. This nigga under the goal for 20 minutes. Look how many offensive rebounds dumb nigga got.
Older days. So, not much to say here. I mean, you know who the hell the Celtics are, plus Charles Barkley and Larry Bird off the bench. And yeah, the Mavericks.
Nigga got 16 offensive rebounds. Nigga suck.
I don't really care. The Celtics win the first by nearly 30, thanks to Barkley and Moses Malone. But I think actually it's good chemistry, because Barkley, I think, said Moses Malone was like the reason he, I don't know, did a lot of stuff good in his career. Barkley once again dominates alongside Larry Bird.
That
as
shit.
you know, the other team just couldn't keep up.
Fuck
Like,
this.
yeah, we're up to, well, not where, but I would say I'm rooting for the Celtics. I don't want no three championships already. Plus, I like Barkley. I want Barkley to get his first.
Man, they made me do a fucking.
Looks kind of cool in the Celtics jersey, honestly.
What little layup they make me do, bro? I ain't even try to do that. I try to do a fucking post hop shot. They made me do a fucking Gatterman layup animation.
Larry Bird, steal by Bird, down to Malone, the dunk is good, Mo Tumble was in no position to stop that one. Now that I think of it, after that play, literally every other steal in Larry Bird's career had to be called like that, because that was way too iconic of a play in his actual career. And then again, it would still happen this time around. Blackman with the ball, Blackman pull-up mid-range shot is good. That's got to be one of the clutchest players of all time now. Carney with the ball, screen by Bird. Bird is going to get the ball at the top of, well, not really the top of the key. Another screen on McHale, Bird going left, Bird drops the ball. Weber on the break, Weber with no one to stop him, Bird fouls. The Celtics
Look at this,
have
17
timeout.
offensive
Either
rebounds,
let
bro.
it go to OT or taking a final shot, and Bird dropped it. The steal by Carney. And, the first free throw is good, and the second free throw is off. Rebounded by Malone. 3 seconds left. 2 seconds. 1. Bird from half court. It is off.
Applejack, classic, I love corn flakes, and the crispy crunch of corn pops. Gorilla Man is back with a vengeance ever since he got out of jail. 8-Gang Almighty, a.k.a. the Muffin Top King, he said he accepted all challenges.
From his live tape and bed. Little Gorilla Man has agreed to the terms.
3,000, 5,000, 10,000, whatever you want to put up. He's trying to catch somebody in the ring and put them on their muffin top.
I love punching. So celebrity win back, I can put something go wrong. And I'm destined to fight. So either or, we're gonna win. Whichever way they want to take. Fight or the other way. Look, I'm bored. I'm a trash can. Anything get up my way. They really trick out. These really not no fighter. Man, Max really doesn't know like he just punch hard. They monkey punch you down. Nigga was finna beat you up at the McDonald's on Middlebrook. Flying, stop playing. Y'all need to do ball. Hey, y'all playing on this one person. I ain't even no fucking celebrity. So I'm good. I'm gonna add you. I ain't none of that. I'm 8-Gang on mine. You hear me?
Kobe.
Y'all had me. Whatever the fuck y'all wanna call it shit, you gonna punch something. I'm known for punching.
What's up, Travis Scott?
The Muffin Top King might have himself a new theme song. Let me engineer this real fast.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna show y'all. Yeah, keep y'all strong. Muffin Top King, I'm giving nigga 150 points and 30
Bro, this nigga damn near shot a smother.
Now, little Gorilla Man, with all due respect, I know you're the Muffin Top King, but if you gonna talk that talk like that, you gotta show us a little something.
You don't give me no 60 viewers, bro. I don't do that view botting shit, bro. I don't do view bots, bro. I don't even let nobody use my account neither.
G-Talk Gang, y'all think the Muffin Top King or Peso Pacquiao can throw the most punches in 30 seconds?
Bruh, this
Anyway,
nigga, that is view botting. She can give me 60 views. On view bot the fuck out of me. Bro, this nigga is a fucking facilitating finisher shooting like this.
And I might whoop a nigga in
little Gorilla Man, you that nigga, ain't you?
Be like that.
I'm him. I'm that nigga.
Somebody view botted me one time. They gave me like 400 fake viewers. I was like, what the fuck?
Alright, Mr. Muffin Top King, I got one more question for you before I go talk to your potential opponent. Are you going to at least train for the fight?
I ain't doing no working out. I ain't doing no practicing. I ain't doing nothing. I'm stepping right in the ring just like this.
That gave me a half.
Anyways, let's take our attention over here to Murder Gang PB, the big general of Spring Chase.
Bro.
Yeah.
If they pull up on me like he did, Ken B, y'all know I ain't gonna think about this shit. You know, Ken B, you don't think, cause you know he's smart. Like nigga really smart. You can't take that from him. But
What the fuck? I ain't even moving muscle.
oh my son, that nigga. Oh nigga, this on my head, bro. You think I'm finna fight you? You know that?
Bro, look at this shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You better surround someone, boy. Stop this nigga know. I ain't never been no hoe. Tell that nigga real to him, stop trying to get that clout shit ain't gonna work. That shit ain't gonna keep on working, bro.
Big General, I think the public thinks y'all gonna fight you an 8-Gang Almighty for $3,000, and if he wins, he wins. If he loses, I don't know. What exactly is going on? You break it down to the people.
So you think a broke ass nigga gonna come here
with no money and fight for $3,000. No, that ain't what I said. I said I'm gonna put up my 5 and you gonna put up your 5. That's 10. And he gonna add his 3, that's 13. You know how to count. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we gonna do the woo 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 woo.
I didn't catch that big general though. What?
Woo 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 woo. These niggas not getting no money. My mama watching right here and getting money. Look, check this out. The boys over on the east side, the NCG motherfuckers, they ain't getting money. I'm not dissing nobody. I ain't saying nothing about them niggas. I'm making legit music. There's 2 things you can't call me. A hoe is broke. I got about $2,000 in each pocket. I got guns bigger than this. Y'all won't see them though. I don't do the flashy shit. I ain't with this shit. You goddamn me. Matter of fact, the hood, my hood really said, I don't even gotta really do nothing. You know what I'm talking about? That nigga's a pedal. You know what I mean? That nigga's a flower. You know what I'm talking about? That nigga's a little dog.
The big general of Spring Chase called the little gorilla man a fucking pedo. You know what a little pedo is? It's a little dog. Now you know. Murder Gang PV, the big general been on his money mission. He got the new bubble jacket on right now with a couple racks in each pocket.
Nah, man, I'm just trying to tell you niggas, man, forward, tell these niggas, man, look, bro. These niggas right here, bro. These niggas right here. Man, you gonna listen. You was a battle, bro. You was a little dog, bro. I don't need, man, look, bro. Stop that shit, bro. I'll go buy a new pair just to whoop your ass, bro. PB, stop beefing with you, bro. Bro, I'm not beefing with these niggas, bro. I'm not beefing. Hold on, I'll be right there.
Uh-oh, the big general of Spring Chase just walked out after saying he not beefing with these niggas. I don't wanna know what he about to bring back. Maybe an AK, maybe a Mac 11, maybe a pistol.
Look, bro, look. Listen, huh? This is what we doing. This is what we doing. Huh? You gonna see, I mean, listen, bro. Yeah, I'm just saying, you gonna see all of that. You gonna see 10. You gonna see 5. You gonna see that, bro. Why? We need money. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do this one time for y'all. One time only. It's the only time I'll do this for y'all. It's the only time I'll do this for y'all. It's the only time
They
I'll
gotta
do
be
this for y'all.
spamming that shit.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna see the 10 and shit. You know what I'm saying? You gonna see 1. You gonna see 100. You know what I mean? This is the last time, this is the only time we do.
The big general of Spring Chase said, hold up.
That nigga real life.
We get money right now. I don't give a fuck about a little battle with the little fucking dog. We get money, fuck a beefing nigga. I'm getting money right now.
This is what cool shit I wanna see in this thing. Now y'all wanna see some guns? Nah, I ain't gonna get no guns. Cause I'm not stupid. Stop that, bro. We get money? Oh, shit, I'm gonna be. That's his own, bro. He don't even never show his face. You know what I'm talking about? I'm he keep it. He don't never show his face. You see me?
Now you know. All the Murder Gang niggas getting some money.
What's up,
but
Sam?
not only that, they on some no face, no case like shit.
What's my own? This ain't no money, that's they money. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, there go the joint. Don't show your face. Don't show your face. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah.
Oh, stop. Keep going. Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Don't show your face. Don't show your face. I seen the joint. These niggas want some money from me, huh? They can't do that. Them niggas broke. Them niggas can't do that.
Now you know, Boss Man CEO Casino was one of the characters I unlocked, and he tried to kill off all the other characters, so we had to lock him back up. But you already know, if you say his name 3 times, he pops up again. Now Murder Gang PV, I know you the big general of Spring Chase, but please don't say Boss Man casino name 3 times, cause he trying to kill everybody. No! Bossman CEO Casino has been unlocked again.
Get some of this ass over. That's what I'm looking for. Get some of the dirty dick ass, bum ass over, nigga. Fuck out that old exclamation mark. That's like, listen, bro. It's gonna be an exclamation mark when I bend you over and fuck you for the head.
Whew! Finally got that nigga locked back up. Anyway. Hold up. T-Talk game. I think I hear another hit record right now. Murder Gang PB, the big general of Spring Chase. Anything is... Whoa. Welcome back to Key Talk Media. This show's Key Talk. Check it out, man. Alright. So the hardest essay ever, Peso finally responded to let the fans know that he ain't never stick no dope in his booty hole. The fans began to ask him on his Instagram live if he was sticking dope in his booty hole. You already know. Once fans think they know something like that, they gonna keep pounding and pounding and pounding and pounding until Peso was like, let me let you niggas know the real. Now before I show you what Peso said, we gonna take a look at what big homie Yayo, OG Rackety Racks had to say about the situation.
I just feel they got power to do it. No, you already going to go off in the ass, bro. But you got power to grass, a 3-5 or 3. Oh, wow.
And you know, the hardest essay ever was not about to let y'all keep thinking he stuck dope up his doodoo hole. And he definitely wasn't about to let y'all think he got little nuts and a big booty. Let these niggas know what actually happened, Peso.
I ain't never had no weed in my ass, nigga. Never. Never. It never happened before. Never.
Man, you know, one of you bitch-ass internet trolls who I fuck with cause y'all make me laugh tried to tell the hardest essay ever to put the dope in his sock instead of putting it in his booty hole. Now you know, you go to jail with some dope in your sock, you gotta strip ass naked and fuck around and run into a nigga like a savage slickster.
Oh good, I made him strip. Oh God, he went to the restroom, took off all his clothes. Oh God, made him bend over, spread his ass cheeks open, cause you know you can hide some money between your ass cheeks. On good, you can't.
Gonna catch that shit right away. But Peso also said, nigga, I didn't stick no dope in a duty shooter. But I might have stick the dope under my nutsack.
I ain't never had no weed in my ass, nigga. Never. Never. It never happened before. Never. I might have put some shit up under my nutsack.
Peso. Let these niggas know again where you probably had that dope at instead of your booty hole.
My nutsack, you know what I'm saying?
Just between me and you, my nigga, did you ever put that weed up your booty hole? I ain't gonna tell nobody, my nigga. It'll be between me and Key Talk Gang. Did you put it up your booty hole?
I ain't never put nothing in my ass, so I don't know nothing about none of that. We don't talk about it too much because, you know why? You ain't never had to put you ain't never had to put no drugs in front of your nuts, nigga.
Now you know, the hardest essay ever, Peso is not about to let you bitch-ass internet trolls keep playing with his name. His anal cavity was never opened up by eighth of weed, he said. Anyway, OG Rackety Rack Racks got into it with a crip out of Houston, Texas. Hold up.
That's not a right document. You see, we're getting more information as we speak. You talk. On your talk. And look out, man. Look out, man. It's up there.
Now you know. OG Paperwork pulled the fucking paperwork on the whole Mo3 situation, and he said them ain't no snitching documents. Mo3 name was just mentioned because he was in the area. However, a lot of people are saying that they list Mo3 as a witness, so they're like, hey man, Stepper Man 3 times done snitched. Anyway, OG Paperwork had this to say about OG Rackety Rack Racks.
Whatever this nigga name is from 4E, let's fuck with Go Yo. Man, sit your fat ass down, man. Like, bro, y'all niggas got tendency like hoes, man. You a fat bitch. I'm gonna start calling y'all hoe ass niggas bitches. You a fat bitch. Nigga talking about you don't know about that Ferguson shit. If you was on Ferguson with Percy, your fat ass would have got extorted us. You would have been paying for protection.
Now you know, OG Coon Pappy is certified out here in these streets, but OG Paperwork, aka FDA, said this nigga OG Coon Pappy would have had to pay for protection or got extorted if he was on Ferguson. Anyway,
you ain't Go Yo. Y'all niggas, bro, you talking about you did time, and you talking about you slapped the P, or you slapped the P. You didn't say, you ain't fuck with no G's in here. You ain't fuck talking about you went to the feds. You went to the feds because of pistol case, nigga. You ain't go to the feds on no real shit, nigga. And I can pull up the facts.
OG Paperwork would go to the paperwork cave and find every fact on everybody in 2.5 seconds. He gonna know when you was charged, what you was charged with, the date you was charged, when you was indicted, what happened, who said what. You already know. OG Paperwork don't play about that paperwork.
I can put him in jail for you. You ain't gonna put no motherfucking El Chapo shit. You went because your fat ass was a felony. He got caught with a gun. Go get yo. What is your chain though? Oh yeah, where your chain is? Pay for your own shit back. Weak ass nigga.
Now you know. OG Rackety Rack Rack's not about to let nobody talk down on his fucking name. When he said this is how this all got started. It's a nothing.
Hold on, man. OG First ain't gonna play some shit. I don't know what y'all think. If the enemy, OG First ain't gonna play some shit. That nigga, I just seen it coming out of the post. I'm saying your Cone Pack, OG First ain't gonna play some shit. That nigga ain't relevant. Who is that nigga? I'm saying that nigga. Oh God. Eastside probably ain't shit. The youngest on the block is
OG Coon Pappy responded back to OG Paperwork, the real talk of Houston.
Boy, I'm just now saying this shit. Boy, stop playing with me. Peon ass nigga. Bum ass, broke ass nigga. Who is you? You can't be nobody, nigga. On crib, nigga. You ask anywhere I've been, any nigga I've been slumped down, nigga. But ask some of your H-Town homeboys about me, nigga. All this shit you talk about, nigga. Peon ass, nigga. Yeah, nigga been getting money, still getting money, nigga.
OG Coon Pappy said, nigga, I been stumped down. Not only have I been stumped down, I'm getting money, nigga. And I'm official in my hood and your hood. Go ask some of your OGs or some of the OG niggas from your motherfucking hood.
Can't fuck with me, nigga. Peon ass, whoever H-Town nigga ass, whoever this nigga is. Whoever this nigga is, nigga. Yes, sir. I'm talking about this old bomb ass nigga. Peon ass nigga. Stop playing with me, nigga. And I'm just responding because I'm just now saying this, nigga. You the bitch, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Better ask your homeboys about me, nigga. You ain't never heard about me getting hold, nigga. Took me or none of that, nigga. Yeah, nigga. Fuck you talking about ass person asked about me, nigga. Yeah, nigga, person I reached out to the big homies out here in my hood, out my block, asking what they tell them, nigga. Yeah, nigga, official, nigga, ain't no flaws, nigga.
OG Rackety Rack Rex, what'd you say?
Better ask your homeboys about me, nigga. You ain't never heard about me getting hold, nigga. Took me or none of that, nigga. That nigga, person I reached out to the big homies out here in my hood, out my block, asking what they tell them, nigga. Yeah, nigga, official, nigga, ain't no flaws. Talking about bitch ass nigga, fuck you, nigga. Yeah, nigga. And I treat every nigga the same. Nigga, same way I treat the next nigga, I'm gonna treat you, bitch ass nigga. And nigga, if we ever cross paths, I'm gonna show you, nigga, put that fire on your dumb ass.
Now you know shit getting serious when an OG start talking that talk. Anyways, OG paperwork was not done.
This nigga talking about me, man. Who is this nigga? Oh, broke ass nigga, I got my ass down.
All OG paperwork need is a computer and a phone, and you already know he's gonna find out a nigga a whole life story. I was asleep. That what all people do to get out sleep.
Look at this, bro.
You feel me? So I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, man. If you talking about boxing ball, I'll drop my number to you. That, you know what I'm saying? We don't gotta do no camera shit. We don't gotta do none of that shit. When you talk, we gonna pull that fire on me. I know you gonna try to shoot me because you don't got no hands. You can't fuck me. That's why you gonna shoot me. You feel me? Slap me like you cut that nigga in the head. You know, I'm gonna shoot you when I see you. The battle of the OGs is heating up. OG Coon Pappy, aka OG Rackety Rack Rex, and FDA, aka OG Paperwork, the paperwork checker, are both standing on their word. You already know I'ma keep y'all updated on all the details about this situation. Anyways, y'all feel like Peso, the hardest essay ever, really stuck the dope in his booty hole, or was everybody just capping on him? Also, who y'all got in a one-on-one fight just by looking at him? OG Coon Pappy, aka OG Rackety Rex, or OG Paperwork, the paperwork checker. Comment down below, let me know what you think about this entire ordeal. I'm out. Welcome back to Key Talk Media. This show's Key Talk. Check it out, man. Alright, you already know the top shooter D Casino and Lil CJ Casino, the Butcher, was into it last night. And you know, we gotta talk about it. But before I get into it, I wanna let Key Talk Gang know I'm finally getting some merch. Y'all been in the comment section telling me, hurry and get some merch, hurry and get some merch. You already know, Friday, I will be having merch. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Key Talk Media. Anyways, I got on Instagram stories. I clicked on the top shooter's Instagram story, and I saw a message in there. And you already know, he had a name on it saying it was to the Butcher CJ Casino. Bro, you is a bitch on J-Dub. You let Lil E take your pistol? Come on, CJ. I know the real you. And you used to steal your mama papers. Tell these people how my brother bought that chain, that weekend skin he was in. Keep it gangster. Now you know, Lil CJ the Butcher was not about to let that shit slide. You think you about to let the Butcher look like a hoe? No, the Butcher fired back with the quickness, letting them know, nigga, I done saved you time after time. Not only that, nigga, you be getting extorted by your own fucking game.
Really exposed, I really be letting this little nigga make it for him blood, dude. You don't have a gangster bone in your body, bro. You know, the nigga know this shit. Don't stop shit, nigga. When you just came around, these little 8-gang niggas, nigga, they were extorting you, nigga. Blood gang, nigga. Talking to you all type of crazy. They gonna slap you, you don't get them no money, all that shit, nigga.
Oh, no. The Butcher said the top shooter D Casino be getting extorted by his own game. But
That's not it. He said they was slapping the top shooter around, making him give them money. It sounds like a pimping relationship.
On my right-handed guy, but on my mama grave, nigga, I had to get on the nigga. Hold on, bro. That's my little brother. He couldn't be the... Man, I got their knees on up. I'm telling you that now. Don't do it.
As I have been doing for about a week now, but this time we're shifting our focus into a different category. For today's video, we'll be taking a look at some of the best shooters the NBA has to offer and ranking them. But before I say anything else, I wanted to make one thing very clear. Because of the fact that these three players either did not play at all or barely played this season, I did not include them in the list. And the three players I'm talking about are Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant. Obviously, those are three of the best shooters in the game. But for this video, I wanted to shine some light on the players that deserve it from the 2020 NBA season. Before we start though, it turns out about 79% of you watching right now aren't even subscribed to the channel. So please, if you enjoy the content, consider hitting the subscribe button, because not only does it greatly help, but I would also very much appreciate it. Now with that being said, let's begin. Before we get into the top 10, I wanted to start by discussing some honorable mentions that just missed the cut. And the players in this category are George Hill, Danilo Gallinari, James Harden, and Trae Young. George Hill actually led the league in three-point percentage this season at 46%, so you might be wondering why he's only an honorable mention. But for me, I take many different factors into judging someone as a shooter, and the fact of the matter is that he attempted significantly fewer three-point shots this year than almost any other player we'll be discussing. So even though he converts them at a high rate, the difficulty for him to do so isn't nearly as high as others. Gallinari makes the cut because he's simply one of the most reliable perimeter shooters year in and year out. Then with Harden and Trae Young, they may not have the impressive percentages from three they shot for, hovering around league average at 36%. But they both attempt a ton of threes every game. The difficulty of the shots they take are objectively much higher than others because of the fact that they create most of their looks for themselves, and those kinds of factors have to be counted for this kind of topic. Now, to start things off at the bottom of the top 10 and work our way up to that number one spot, we have Bojan Bogdanovic of the Utah Jazz.
I'm Nick Uhas, and I partner with Arm & Hammer Baking Soda to take a science experiment to the next level. Click through to find out how you can do it together with your students or your loved ones.
Why do we offer so many active safety features on our Chevy SUVs?
Oh, yeah.
Call us when you get there, okay?
Bogdanovic was a huge addition to the Jazz last offseason, and he came in and did exactly what they signed him to do perfectly, which was take some of the offensive burden off of Donovan Mitchell, and most importantly, shoot the ball at a high level. Bojan was a 20-point scorer who attempted 7 threes per game and made about 41% of those attempts, which is very high-level stuff, and because of that, he absolutely deserves a nod on this list. Unfortunately, an injury kept him out of the playoffs, and his presence was very much missed by the team because after going up 3-1 on the Nuggets in the first round, they were unable to close them out, and if they had Bojan, it definitely would have helped them advance. Next up at number 9, we have Chris Middleton of the Milwaukee Bucks. Middleton had a career year all around this season, but especially when it comes to shooting the basketball, and as a result, he got named an All-Star and contributed in a big way to the Bucks finishing with the best record in the NBA. He's a 21-point scorer who made about 42% of his threes this year. He was able to handle the ball and create offense when the team needed him to, and his ability to space the floor definitely helped MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo operate inside and dominate. He did admittedly struggle a bit in the playoffs when it comes to maintaining that level of efficiency, but regardless, he still earned this spot on the list. Up next at number 8, we have Buddy Hield of the Sacramento Kings. Hield has been one of the best shooters in the NBA since he entered the league, and almost any other year, he would actually be ranked higher than this. But he had a weird season that saw his production drop a little bit this year. He did actually attempt the second most threes in the entire league this year, behind only James Harden, and he made 39% of his shots from three, which is still an impressive number. But we've become used to him making about 43% of his threes over the last few seasons, so it is a noticeable dip. He doesn't seem to be happy in Sacramento anymore, and after getting benched this year, he might request a trade. So if he finds a new home that he's happy with, we might see him return to form next year. Next up at number 7, we have Davis Bertans of the Washington Wizards. Bertans has gotten better and better every year he's been in the NBA, and this year in particular, he established himself as a sharpshooter from deep.
What is that?
Mine. Why?
It's just that it's...
Lavender? Yes, it is. It's for men.
But I like the smell of it.
If I'm still on, I got you. I mostly stream like in the morning time.
Abu Dhabi. It's a place where people hope, persevere.
I mostly stream in the morning time and shit.
Embracing challenges to invent what the world has not yet seen.
But my internet be tripping around like afternoons and stuff.
That believes in what humanity can achieve.
Damn, I can't not hit this nigga.
It's a place that rewards people who wonder what tomorrow could be. Dream wonder, live wonder, make wonder. Abu Dhabi, find wonder.
After coming over from the Spurs this season, he
good shot.
played into a bigger role than he ever previously had, and used it to jack up threes like there's no tomorrow. He attempted almost 9 threes per game, and he made over 43% of those attempts, which is highly impressive no matter how you look at it. He's got distance out way beyond the line, he uses his size to easily shoot over defenders, and he can catch fire in a moment's notice. He's going to be the Wizards' top priority this offseason because he hits free agency this summer.
How's that not a turnover, bro?
From a ton of teams and wanted by them because of his shooting ability. Up next at number 6, we have Joe Harris of the Brooklyn Nets.
This one talking about my career a lot, look at my career a lot, right?
And as a result, he's rewarded them with some of the most consistent three-point shooting in the NBA. Last year, he led the league in three-point percentage.
What?
He can shoot.
That nigga Green did?
His movement off the ball is top-notch. He's a deadly catch-and-shoot player, and with him spotting up, it makes the lives of playmakers so much easier. So for that, he's definitely one of the best in the league. Next up at number 5, we have...
Oh, that's a steal, 2K.
Kyrie Irving of the Brooklyn Nets. I mentioned that Harris is
I can't get a shot off.
for the playmakers, and Kyrie is definitely a beneficiary of that for his all-around ability to shoot. But one thing that I don't think enough people realize is that Kyrie's been one of the best.
That's me. I thought he was gonna pass it out. They trying hella hard.
Kyrie's one of the most creative scorers in the league right now, and a lot of his points come from shots that he creates for himself. So for him to consistently be someone that makes about 40...
Jump. Damn, my fault.
Oh my god.
And it's deserving of more respect. He was once again hovering around the 40% mark this year on 7 attempts per game. And next year, with a fully healthy they'll be sure to make some noise. Up next at number 4, we have Jason.
Oh, you had it.
Redick's getting a third base now, but his shooting ability is still better than he's ever been. He's been one of the premier sharpshooters.
Oh, you finna go crazy, dude. You got your say look.
Holds about 50,000 people, enough to fill a dance floor the size of the
Like,
New York City block. It was also the number of people.
I like how they didn't give you a dunk.
Positive every year since 2003. Then, something happened. One by one, enough was enough. Instead of waiting for a cure, we took action. We got tested and retested.
Get up, bitch.
Oh my god. This nigga on the ground.
People living with HIV started treatment right away and stuck to it, which can prevent the spread of HIV.
Damn, I can't do nothing.
Well, what do you say? Did you say hasta mañana today? Or hasta el lunes? What do you say today?
My Chromebook finna go do it.
Hasta el lunes, perfecto, Tucker.
Oh, I did not try to do that. I tried to dunk it. Oh, I tried to go for a dunk. My fault.
We can try to get another stop. That's cool. I gotta get my Chromebook charger. Now you got 3 fives, cuz.
I was trying to waste it. I was trying to waste that dude. Takeover out. Don't jump.
Oh, this should have been a steal. 2K, that should have been a steal. God. I walked right in front of the man. Oh, yeah, he sold.
He sold that big time.
That's why he fucked up at.
Bye.
That's why he fucked up at. Hey, cuz, that's what he fucked up at. When he took that up, that's what he fucked up at.
For real, for real. He thought I was gonna reach for that pass or some shit. Got his ass quick. God damn, boy, I'm shot
Stop playing the games until I push you.
Fucking 100 3-pointers and shit. What's up, Chris? What's good, fella?
We're back again, and yes, we are still on the topic of the rankings, as I have been doing for about a week now, but this time we're shifting our focus into a different bracket. For today's video, we'll be taking a look at some of the best shooters the NBA has to offer in each ranking. So before I take a look out, I wanted to make one thing very clear. Because of the fact that these 3 players either did not play at all or barely played this season, I did not include them in the list. And the 3 players I'm talking about are Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant. Obviously, those are factors into judging someone as a shooter, and the fact of the matter injury kept him out of the playoffs, and his presence was very much missed by the team. Threes in the entire league this year, behind only James Harden, and he made 39% of his shots from three, which is still an impressive number. But we've become used to him making about 43% of his threes over the last few seasons, so it is a noticeable dip. He doesn't seem to be happy in Sacramento anymore, and after getting benched this year, he might request a trade. So if he finds a new home that he's happy with, we might see him return to form next year. Next up at number 7, we have Davis Bertans of the Washington Wizards. Bertans has gotten better and better every year he's been in the NBA, and this year in particular, he established himself as a sharpshooter. After coming over from the Spurs this season, he worked his way into a bigger role than he ever previously had, and used it to jack up threes like there's no tomorrow. He attempted almost 9 threes per game, and he made over 43% of those attempts, which is highly impressive no matter how you look at it. He's got distance out way beyond the line, he uses his size to easily shoot over defenders, and he can catch fire in a moment's notice. He's going to be the Wizards' top priority this offseason because he hits free agency this summer, but he will also draw attention from a ton of teams that wanted by them because of his shooting ability. Up next at number 6, we have Joe Harris of the Brooklyn Nets. Harris wasn't much of a factor early in his career, but in Brooklyn, he's found a home that utilizes his strengths to the fullest, and as a result, he's rewarded them with some of the most consistent 3-point shooting in the NBA. Last year, he led the league in three-point percentage, and this year, he ranked 6th while taking over 400 attempts. His movement off the ball is top-notch. He's a deadly catch-and-shoot player, and with him spotting up, it makes the lives of playmakers so much easier. So for that, he's definitely one of the best in the league. Next up at number 5, we have actually a teammate of Joe Harris, being Kyrie Irving of the Brooklyn Nets. I mentioned that Harris's presence makes life easier for the playmakers, and Kyrie is definitely a beneficiary of that for his all-around ability to score. But one thing that I don't think enough people realize is that Kyrie's been one of the best perimeter shooters in the league when it comes to the top-tier scorers. Kyrie's one of the most creative scorers in the league right now, and a lot of his points come from shots that he creates for himself. So for him to consistently be someone that makes about 30% of his threes within this role is unheard of, and it's deserving of more respect. He was once again hovering around the 40% mark this year on 7 attempts per game, and next year, with a fully healthy Nets roster, they'll be sure to make some moves. Up next at number 4, we have JJ Redick of the New Orleans Pelicans. Redick's getting up there in age now, but his shooting ability is still better than it's ever been. He's been one of the premier.
I'm a smooth dude. They gave me a fucking. That's a good guard too, isn't it? Damn. That fucking shit hurted me. Like, that really hurted me. Like, why would you think of it?
Damn. Look at the ball going fucking after.
That's my oh.
Hey everyone.
He cold. I didn't shoot that.
I'm Seth Levi, and you're watching Public.
Oh my god, I ain't even shoot that. Oh my god. That really just did that to me.
We're going to start with chutney, and the first thing we need to do is slice our apples and dice them and get away from the core. We're going to use 2 different kinds of apples for this recipe. We're going to use a tart baking apple,
Hell no.
What's
up, Cal?
not only different flavor, but it's in the league for a decade now. And
I hear him getting that shit. Yeah.
For any shooter looking for ways to
Oh, yeah.
out the ball in their hands, they should study Redick's game, because he doesn't stop moving, always looking for an opening to get his shot off. Even as he continues to advance in the whole league, he's going to stick around for a while, because his ability to
bro.
basketball
I can't hit
will
shit.
not be going anywhere anytime soon. Next up at number 3, we have Seth Curry of the Dallas Mavericks. Seth, for obvious reasons, has been overshadowed by his brother throughout the year. But it's about time he started to get the respect that he
I'm a small dude.
with him making the top 3 of this list. Seth has been, and I promise I'm not exaggerating,
Hey.
one of the very best shooters the league has
One,
ever
two,
seen.
what
Numbers
What'd he say?
in terms of history of the NBA, only one player ever has a higher career three-point percentage than Seth. And no, it's not his brother Steph. It's actually Steve Kerr. Year in and year out, Steph is a highly reliable perimeter shooter, and he has helped the Mavs in a big way on the offensive end.
Wait.
Next up at number 2,
I don't know why he came up.
climbing the ranks fast this season. John Duncan Robinson of the Miami Heat. Robinson went undrafted a few years ago and only started getting real minutes in the NBA this year. But in his role, he proved to be absolutely lights out and played a massive role in the success of his
Oh,
team
wow.
that surprised everybody with a finals run.
Should have lobbed
Robinson
it.
had the 4th highest three-point percentage in the league this year, but what makes that even more special is the fact that he was one of only 4 players to also shoot over 6
Yo, they gave this nigga.
He was out there strictly to bomb threes, and he did a hell of a job doing so. And finally, the number 1 spot on this list goes to Damian Lillard of the Portland Trailblazers.
They didn't give me that.
Another untraditional shooter because of how good of a scorer he is overall.
That's not a
This
steal.
year, his shooting in particular got
Bro,
elevated to the elite.
I'm pressing square on everything. Like, come on, 2K, stop, don't do it like that. This nigga sending lame ass screens. Like I'm not gonna slip past them hoes. You better body me or some shit, nigga. You better put me on the ground. Cause I'm slipping right past them hoes. Oh, he really gonna put me on the ground now. You got his tape. You still gonna get snagged over, mister.
He whited that? Imagine.
I'm saying. This nigga done missed so many whites, now he finally whites. Like, what kind of... I don't understand the physics of 2K.
Pass.
I don't know why the fuck this nigga trying to beg me. What the fuck is he doing, man? That nigga can't get a shot. Gotta let the finishing focus.
Oh my god. I can't even hit my shots at the moment.
My fault, my fault. Ah.
You good, you good, you good. Come on, come on. Just play the good defense. Play good defense. That should have been a steal. But okay, 2K. I'm fine with that. He missed. Yo, boy, yes, sir. Gone. Up. Dodge. Like. What is he? He a superstar. I mean, not superstar, but he a elite too.
Yeah, elite.
Green.
I'm not playing no more.
See, I'm playing with this legend because he trusts me. So you feel me? I'm finna get right.
Yeah, flop and fucking trash.
So you know when I lock in, I get crazy with it.
Do Hall of Fame finishing. Don't worry about it, son. Don't worry about it, son. I'm dead. First nigga sucks. Look what he doing, bro. He really like fiending for a lob instead of going for his jump shot. I should have jumped right at him. I tried to.
That should have been a steal.
Yeah, I tried to get him stuck on my back.
He just throwing lobs at this point.
Ooh, that's me. Jay gotta be here more for that. Look at this nigga.
Oh yeah, he saw that.
I'm tripping. Oh, I'm tripping.
Oh.
Damn. I thought I had position over. I should have passed it back out. I was just about to pass it out. He sold it. Go back.
Damn.
This game on me.
He finally greens one. Like, what type of nonsense?
What? That's not a charge.
What type of nonsense, bro?
GG. That's not a
This nigga finally greens one.
Nah, bro, you sold my shit.
People make 6'9" offensive threats? What? That's not even possible, bro.
Like, I really don't got my regular jump shot. I'm really serious about that shit too. I'm dead ass too. Like I ain't lying about it.
Hey, this game on me. We can VIP on other niggas. He out thought? Oh shit, he out thought the spot. Probably get that court back.
Nigga.
Come on out, sir. Damn, this nigga won't hop off the spot.
Hold on, how we going?
Damn. Look at they got it. Let's get the other court.
Blasting in a two-way. Nah. These hoodie
They hopped off. I don't even feel like playing them next no more. That guard feeding for a loss too much, bro. I'm talking about he run. I'm talking about he take a screen. He just that nigga run the whole length of the court trying to get a fucking lob off. I'm gonna VIP these niggas off.
And we gonna play these Superstar 3s?
They don't even want to play them.
They ain't gonna join the park.
It don't matter. I don't feel like putting niggas in. Let's go to another part.
You be forgetting you got a whole hoverboard, don't you?
Yeah, I be forgetting. I sure forgot I had that bitch.
To be taken into account as well. On top of all of that, he attempted a monstrous 10 threes per game this season and made over 40% of them, which quite frankly is just absurd efficiency. And when you consider the difficulty of a lot of his attempts, it makes this #1 ranking even more legitimate for the time being. And with that being said, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below how you would rank these players. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
That nigga got a top 10 everybody.
Why are we doing what? Using my Old Spice moisturized with shea butter body wash?
Well, with the 2020 NBA season being finished and the off-season being shortened in order to make up for lost time due to the 5-month break in the middle of the year, there's a lot to talk about before the season starts.
Oh, this is a new part. This is a new part. Use your hoverboard.
For the last week or so, I've been putting out ranking videos, starting with the players in each position. Then yesterday I put out one for the coaches, and today we're still on the theme of ranking. Only this time we will turn.
We can VIP the niggas off.
For the topic of today's video, we'll be ranking the top 10 men in the NBA today, and by this.
Alright, get on.
For their teams, yet still impact the games in a big way
Oh
when they
my
sub
god.
in. It turns out about 79%
Up on the spot.
are not even subscribed.
Man, these the goddamn niggas. Get on the squad spot.
Consider hitting the subscribe button, because not only does it help out a ton,
go ahead and
but I would
plug
also
that nigga.
very much appreciate it. Now with that being said, let's begin. Before we get into the top 10 though, I want to discuss some honorable mentions that just missed the cut, and the players in this category are JJ Redick, Seth Curry, Derek White, and Kyle Kuzma. Redick's been one of the premier sharpshooters in the NBA for years, but now he's getting up there in age, and while his shooting ability hasn't gone anywhere, his struggles in other key areas have started to catch up with him. Seth Curry is another big-time shooter for basketball, who is actually, according to the numbers, the second most efficient three-point shooter in NBA history, and does very well spacing the floor for the Mavericks. With Derek White, he had a bit of a strange season like the San Antonio Spurs did as a whole, where he brings very much versatility and balance on both ends in the backcourt, but he doesn't get the usage that he might deserve. Then finally with Kyle Kuzma, he's had a very turbulent season on the title-winning Lakers, bringing sporadic bursts of scoring off the bench, but he's still good enough to get an honorable mention. And now to start off the top 10, working from the bottom and going up to the #1 spot, we have George Hill of the Milwaukee Bucks. Hill may not have the highest numbers in the world.
Why did I get it early?
It's not my ranking.
Oh man, my man looking up everything.
Off the bench.
Oh,
When is the last time that a verified $30 trader has ever offered to help you for free?
Ball, man, the ball went over my head.
Far beyond the box score, and he did an excellent job with the ball, orchestrating the offense of the NBA's #1 regular season team this year. One very notable aspect of his season is the fact that he actually led the entire NBA in three-point percentage, making 46% of his shots from deep. And his shooting was vital for a Bucks team that needed to space the floor for MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. Although the Bucks season ended in disappointment, there was still a ton of positives, and George Hill was one of those positives. Next up at #9, we have Norman Powell of the Toronto Raptors. Powell has been a solid bench piece in the NBA for a while now, but this year he really took his game to another level when the opportunity to earn a bigger role presented itself. When Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green left in free agency, a lot of minutes on the wing were up for grabs, and Powell took them and ran with it, putting up career-high points with 16 per game and rebounds with 4 per game, while shooting a highly efficient 49% from the field and 40% from 3. He gave them an explosive scoring punch off the bench all season long and established himself as one of the best bench players in the NBA. Up next at #8, we have Buddy Hield of the Sacramento Kings. After a major breakout season in 2019, things were looking great for Buddy and his future in Sacramento, but after a change in coaching staff and a turbulent
Quit this nigga
regarding
live.
his contract in 2020, his season this year was pretty rocky. He began the year as a starting shooting guard, but eventually got benched. His perimeter shooting was still very good, but not quite the elite like we had come to expect from him.
We
and
run
he
them.
doesn't seem to get along with Coach Luke Walton. He did still put up 19 points per game and shoot 39% from three, which on paper is very good, but watching him play, he seemed to start forcing things more, his efficiency suffered a little bit, his decision-making was questionable, and he just didn't look like he wanted to be there. He might request a trade this offseason, and a change of scenery could definitely do him a lot of good. Up next at number 7, we have Derrick Rose of the Detroit Pistons. Rose had a very nice bounce-back season this year after a rocky few years trying to get back to playing at a high level.
With this seal, this personage is getting to higher levels of cleanliness.
And even though the Pistons season was pretty underwhelming and uneventful, he was one of the few bright spots. He looked consistent again, his creativity out on the court returned to his game, and around the basket his finishes were as crafty as ever, and it led to him putting up solid production with 18 points and 6 assists per game while shooting 49% from the field. The Pistons are he's a superb athlete that defends hard and can switch on multiple positions.
Oh my
His
god, oh my
handle
god,
is
oh my
developed
god.
well enough so that he can now create a little bit off the dribble, and most importantly, his jumper has improved drastically since he got drafted to the point where he's now a 39% shooter from three. He played a massive role in filling in for the undermanned Nuggets this year in the postseason, and his play definitely helped them overcome 2 3-1 series deficits. Up next at number 5, we have Lou Williams of the Los Angeles Clippers. Lou had been the previous winner of the last 2 Sixth Man of the Year awards before this season, so he's been one of the best bench players in the league for a long time now. And for the most part throughout this year, he still maintained a high level of play, but his performance in the postseason just simply can't be ignored. And while Paul George and Kawhi Leonard get a lot of the slack for their disastrous exit from the second round, Lou definitely needs to take his fair share of the blame as well. In the playoffs, he had 4 games scoring below 10 points, which for a guy who we have become accustomed to scoring nearly 20 points regularly just isn't good enough. He's still in the top 5 of this list, but this season he definitely began to slip a little bit. Up next at number 4, we have Lou's teammate, Montrezl Harrell. I know the usual idea of a 6th man means that there's only one from each team, but I did specify at the beginning that I would pretty much just be factoring in all bench players, and the Clippers happen to have 2 very good ones. Harrell actually won this year's 6th Man of the Year award, and to be I only have him at number 4. Up next at number 3, we have Dennis Schroeder of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Schroeder is coming off of what was easily his best season as a pro, and after making a career as someone with the ability to shoot at a high level sporadically, he really managed to perform much more consistently this season. He put up 19 points and 4 assists per game, shooting 47% from the field and 39% from 3. His shot creation gave the Thunder a fantastic scoring punch off the bench, and he helped keep the Thunder afloat as they exceeded all expectations this year. He was clutch, he was consistent, and he was reliable, so he gets a top 3 nod on this list. Next up at number 2, we have Marcus Smart of the Boston Celtics. Smart is the absolute perfect example of a player where the box score numbers and averages fail to tell the whole story, because Smart is 100% the driving force of the Celtics, and time to make their life hell, and he got rewarded for this by being in first-team all-defense. He can fill in whenever the Celtics need him to, wherever the Celtics need him to, and whatever role he needs to play, he does so without question. And so for that, he gets the respect he deserved with this ranking. And finally, the number 1 6th man in the NBA right now is Goran Dragic of the Miami Heat. Now, Dragic is a weird one because literally all season long he came off the bench, but once the playoffs began, the Heat turned to him in the starting lineup because of his experience and leadership. But in doing so, he took the game to another level for himself.
Ready, set, go.
That shot him straight to the top. The Heat made an improbable run to the finals this year, and Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo tend to get a lot of the attention for it. But Dragic's play simply cannot be ignored regarding how impactful he was. During the team's run to the finals, he averaged 21 points per game, and his shot creation and playmaking was pivotal down the stretch of games where he came through with some massive plays for them. He did go on to get injured in the finals, though, and his presence was very much missed by the team. So even though they lost to the Lakers, if he was able to play, it likely would have been a much more competitive series. And with that being said, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below how you would rank these players. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
It's so lame.
Now that we're well into the off-season, I've begun to shift into more off-season centric content. And for those of you that have been following along the last week or so, you probably have seen that I just finished up putting out my player rankings for every position. Those videos have been getting pretty positive feedback from you guys, and many of you have requested for me to continue on with the same theme of ranking, but in other aspects. And in today's video, we'll be doing just that. Now that we've finished up all the positions for players, today we'll be ranking the 10 best coaches in the NBA today. Coaching is very important, yet it's an underrated part of team success, because while it's on the players to go out and perform, the coach is the one that sets up the game plan and orchestrates things. Before we get started though, it turns out about 79% of you watching aren't even subscribed to the channel. So please, if you enjoy the content, consider hitting the subscribe button, because not only does it help out a ton, but I would also very much appreciate it. Now with that being said, let's begin. Before we get into it, I wanted to discuss some honorable mentions that just missed the cut, with the coaches falling into this category being Quinn Snyder, Terry Stotts, and Mike D'Antoni. Snyder has been in charge of the Jazz since 2014, and in that span, he's done an exceptional job with the team in building a defensive juggernaut and having now led the team to the playoffs in 4 consecutive seasons. Terry Stotts, coach of the Trailblazers, is another very good coach.
Hey, whoever knew like him so much.
He has also led the Blazers to the playoffs in 7 consecutive.
As soon as the game got ready to start, they gave me a fucking connection, man. That sucks.
I know he is currently without a team right now.
What was that, BP bill?
With the Rockets expired, and I also
Offensive threat, by the way.
but I definitely see him getting another gig somewhere down the line eventually. And the fact of the matter is that he always orchestrates one of the best offenses in the NBA. Now to start off the top 10, working on the spot, we have Doc Rivers of the Philadelphia 76ers. Rivers' credibility throughout the league is hardly